because it was also talking about a breakthrough, although it may be two different types of breakthroughs. So we have Two of Swords, which is the regular Two of Swords, but then we have the Two of Swords at the back of the Two of Swords. So I feel like someone here is trying to stand their ground. They're setting up their defenses, especially because we see the King and Queen of Swords with swords out at the ready in full battle gear. But then we see calmness, inner calmness, introspection. And this one is also introspective. So it could be that two people, this could be a different type of breakthrough, because it could be that two people who may have a age difference, they've possibly been very defensive with each other. And it's because neither person is really aware of what the other person, of what's going on in the other person's life. Because here we see someone stealing something, but they don't realize that they're actually robbing a fellow soldier, or they're robbing, someone who was in pain. So this indicates that, and it's between both. So both people, I feel, are acting the way they're acting because they're not aware of what's behind the other person's life. In reality, if this is a romantic connection, both people are a good match. Both people feel a lot of happiness towards each other. So if on the outside they may look like they're defending themselves from each other, on the inside we also have healing energy, Four Swords. There's a lot of recognizing what each person contributed, because I feel like they're fated. Fate has a big hand in how this connection has played out. They might have walked away from each other at some point, but Knight of Wands tells me someone is gathering their strength to come back in. They're picking up courage. With the Wheel of Fortune here, divine timing is aligning these two to come back together. Especially since this is interesting, because they're showing up as King and Queen of Swords here, and then we have the King and Queen of Wands over here. So these two are very powerful people, and they keep looking at each other like the one that got away. The relationship that could have been if they had only taken a leap of faith. So I feel like they're not really happy. Neither person is really happy the way things are, but they're keeping it to themselves. Let's see, clarify the Ace of Pentacles. The Tower. I told you. Ace of Wands. And there's the King of Wands. Okay, so now we know who's going to reach out. In this particular collective, it's the masculine. Doesn't mean that the High Priestess doesn't feel that they're about to do it. I feel like it's still going to shock her. She can sense, I feel like these two have a spiritual connection, so she can sense that maybe they are coming. She can sense that this specific person is coming. But it's still going to shock her. And this person, I think it's shocking them that they want to reach out, because I think once upon a time we had 10 swords here. They might have thought it was over, they were done. But it's not. The king is stepping back into his courage and seizing the day, is what I felt. As soon as I saw this, I felt seize the day type of energy. I feel also we have 3 of Swords on both sides. I feel like both people were very hurt by this connection. And they both have a lot of questions for each other. But it's like before, the emotions might have been all tumultuous. They needed this time apart. This was planned. Fate was like, y'all need, you go to this corner, you go to that corner. And now things have calmed down. Now they're both still defensive because they're in full battle gear with their sword out, but they're willing to talk. And once they start talking, they're going to realize, oh, I had you wrong. Well, I had you wrong too. Interesting. It's I think they're both assuming a lot and jumping to conclusions a lot, or they did in the past. Clarify the King of Swords. We're going to keep the Magician reversed. Clarify King of Swords. The Chariot. Nine of Pentacles. I'm telling you, 10 of Cups twice. This is mutual. Both people felt the maximum amount of joy when they were around each other. I'm not sure what they would do for each other, like what they would talk about, what activities they would say or participate in, but when they were together, it was like maximum amount of joy. And particularly because we have the Knight of Pentacles here also interacting with both energies. I feel like when they both look back at this time in their lives when they were connected, they remember how great it was. They remember, because remember the Knight of Pentacles, the back part, what does it say? It says, he hides from the world a sense of failure, of somehow missing his chance for greatness. But it wasn't a chance for greatness like in life. It was a chance for a great connection. A great, a great connection. He wonders if it's too late to make a turn and head back into unknown lands. So the wheat, if you look at his belt, you see the wheat? It says that the wheat is symbolic of more fruitful times when the harvest of his life looked to be a rich one. Now these few stalks are a souvenir of what he has put behind him. So I think they're both holding on to souvenirs of each other. They're both holding on to it could be something tangible, like maybe they exchange gifts at some point and they're both holding on to that. Or, remember that this is about two people who were poets. Maybe they wrote each other poetry. There's something that they're both holding on to that reminds them of the other person, of better days. Now, I feel like once upon a time, this could go two different ways. Either this king, once upon a time, was not single and felt like he might never be single until he got into chariot mode and he finally made it happen. Or two, he might have been a little bit of a trickster and maybe he didn't realize it. It took him time to introspect before he realized, oh, I wasn't my best self, was I? I was very demanding. I wanted things my way. I wanted to maintain my independence while holding on to this queen. So they've definitely introspected. Let's see. Clarify the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Swords, Five of Wands, clarify Knight of Pentacles, and the Empress. The Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, Eight of Swords, King of Cups. This could go a couple of different ways again. Either one, this King of Swords really was married before and that ended, but that's what held them back from expressing what they felt towards the Queen of Swords. Or two, it could be that they let their family control them a lot and they've put an end to that, but that's what was holding them back. So if this was a wife, a partner, when they look back, they think about maybe they were impulsive and how they created a challenge for themselves by dealing with a third party outside of their marriage. Or two, they're thinking about how combative they were because of a parent, possibly a mother figure, or towards, remember this is possibly people who have a age difference, so possibly towards the Empress. Clarify Two of Swords, Ace of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. Wow, okay. So we've got all the aces here because we've got the Ace of Pentacles as the overall energy. The Ace of Wands came out to clarify the original Ace of Pentacles. We've got the Ace of Swords on the table and now the Ace of Cups as the overall energy for that clarification. These two are struggling to let go because they feel like it doesn't have to be an age difference. It also could be like a huge difference in life because this was a slave, right? She was a slave and she was young and pretty. While he may have status, but he was old and, possibly not very attractive. But they still fell in love. So either this is the story of two people who were very different, and through their differences, they found similarities, or it is two people who had an age gap, because we do have Knight energy. Knight of Wands, Knight of Cups, Knight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. So, excuse me, even if this is an Emperor, it could be that if there is an age gap, they're a pretty young Emperor, so they still have growing to do. And remember, we're not talking about gender, because the young Emperor could be the feminine. It's about energies. It's just easier to refer to them as masculine and feminine because it keeps the storyline straight. But with the Ace of Swords, they've both understood what role they both played. They've both understood that they really did want the same thing, that they did feel a lot for each other. And if they have stayed away from each other, I feel like they're ready for forgiveness. They're ready to if they ended on bad terms, it's like, even if you don't come back to me, I would like your forgiveness. I don't want you out in the world and thinking ill of me. Clarify Seven of Swords. Four of Pentacles, the World. Clarify Seven of Swords. Page of Swords and the Ace of Cups. The Ten of Wands. The fact that we've got the Seven of Swords, the Ten of Wands, and the Four of Pentacles together makes me think that there was a lot that was not said. I remember how this one said that the Skull indicates that there are unknowns that once they're revealed, it'll make the guilt worse. I think both people have things that they haven't said to each other. And once they share what they have held back, it's like, oh my God, it's going to make the actions each person took, it's going to make it worse. I feel like this is a giant misunderstanding, possibly. At the Page of Swords, they've still watched each other. They've still kept track of each other. And they really want forgiveness from each other. But I feel like neither one knows this. Neither person knows that the other person would like forgiveness. Oh, sorry. I hear blow my nose. Let's see. Clarify the Queen of Swords. We have the Hermit, the Seven of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, the Lovers, Death card. Interestingly enough, I feel like the masculine is going to make a move first. Not that the feminine doesn't want to make a move, but I feel like the feminine was the one that was available. The feminine was the one that was single. So she doesn't want to be the third party. She understands with the Seven of Cups that she's got options. She just needs to heal and move on. And interestingly enough, it's like a switch is activated. With the Hermit, when she feels like, okay, I finally learned my lesson from this. I'm ready. I'm ready to start building with someone else. It's like a switch activates and lets them know she's letting go. This is over. Because we have the Five of Pentacles, the 3 and the 2. They feel where she lets go. Clarify 10 of Cups. 9 of Cups. King of Cups. Eight of Pentacles. I'm not fond of this. I'm gonna be honest. I am not fond of this. It doesn't seem unhealthy, but if this person is now single, I think what bothers me is that even if they're now single, they didn't attempt to fix anything. They waited until she's disconnecting because they didn't expect that. They see her as wish fulfillment, but why didn't they come to her before that then? King of Cups. Now they're showing up, expressing their emotions, wanting to work on this, but it's what they felt in the ethers. High Priestess energy. It's until they felt either, I feel like it was simultaneous. It's like they felt her let go and they feel her forming interest in someone else. And that's when they're like, nope. That's what makes up their mind. So I don't know. I'm just, I'm a little flabbergasted. Like, what the fuck? Because why wait until the person you're interested in is just showing an interest in someone else before you're like, oh, I guess we're not playing chicken. Oh, that's what it was. It's like they were sitting there wondering who can hold out longer. They were playing a game of chicken. Or that's what they thought was happening. Until they realized she's really fucking letting go. She wasn't playing, oh God. Okay, now I need to go. I'm still not a fan of that, but you know what? You do you. Clarify the Wheel of Fortune. Got the Page of Wands. 9 of Wands. More Wands. 7 of Wands. Queen of Pentacles. 5 of Cups. Wheel of Fortune. See, I'm telling you. She shows up wanting stability, wanting commitment. You notice how they show up as King of Swords, King of Wands, King of Cups. The one king they have not shown up as is the King of Pentacles. Well, she's showing up with Queen of Pentacles. So she wants stability. She wants commitment. And that's what she wasn't given. So she feels sad. And that's when she decides to let go. She grieves it. She releases it. Starts moving on. Might end up finding a soulmate. And that's when they're like, what the fuck? That's when they take action. Okay. It just... I don't know if I can say all men are like this. It's just... the particular men that I've read for have a tendency to do that. So, Page of Wands, something flickers inside of her for someone else. Page of Wands is the flirty energy, that excitement you feel when you meet someone new. You start texting them, you possibly go on a date. When they feel this in her energy, then they start getting like, oh, wait, we're not done. The fuck? Where are you going? Hands off, fucker. This is my empress. But it's not, it's not until they thought that this was a game. They thought that she was trying to be stubborn or obstinate. And so they're basically saying, well, let's see who can be more stubborn. Until she starts dating and they're like, oh, hell, she wasn't playing. I was playing. Clarify 8 of Cups. 4 of Wands. The Star. Page of Cups. Now, because they are showing up with King of Swords, Queen of Swords energy, and we haven't seen the Devil, we haven't seen the 5 of Swords, we do have the 7 of Swords, but that's it. And that can be very subconscious sabotage. It could be that this king doesn't realize how they feel. Excuse me. This king may not realize how they feel until they feel the energetic shift. Yeah, they might be in denial. Subconsciously, they're like, no, there's no way. Until there's potential for her to be in another relationship. Either she's already in another relationship, or she's flirting with someone, going on a date, and they're like, oh my God, she could be in a relationship. That's when things become clear to them. That's when they realize, I've been pushing away the person I want. And I'm saying that's a possibility because the universe is not calling them out for playing games with her. I'm saying that it could have been a subconscious game, but in the cards, it doesn't show that. It's like when they realize, oh, this is my one. This is my person. That's what brings their emotions to light. Clarify Knight of Wands. Queen of Cups. Justice. Death card. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Because they show up as a Knight of Wands to her. I don't know that she takes them seriously because they fucked around and found out, basically. By the time they figure shit out, she may already be in love with someone else. There's a couple of ways this could play out, okay? Either one, them being bold and brave makes them her priority again. She expresses love towards them. They accept change. They accept that, okay, I have feelings for you. Let's take things to the next level. Let's see what we can build together. Or two, they come back, but she remembers them as somebody who always juggled. She remembers them as somebody who just liked the attention. And she's like, no, my heart deserves someone who will reciprocate, someone who's willing to change their life for me because I'm willing to change my life for them. So it doesn't really give us a definitive answer. And I know some of y'all hate that. I don't care. This is what I've got. I can only tell you what I see. I can't make things up that aren't here. So we'll see. If this is your story, you're going to come back and tell us what happened, okay? So that's what I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any feedback, please make sure to put it down below, as I love reading your comments. React to the video, share it.